Hey guys, how's it going? Today I'm going to be doing some profile videos of our personal decks that we run in my family, mine, my wife's, and I'll do another video later of my daughters and my stepsons. It's going to first look into our personal collection we have, all the cards we have, just to say, hey, this is what we got, this is what we do, this is what we like to play. And I'll show off the rest of my collection in other videos later. I just want to show these decks now before they change next week with rotation. This is we play standard, and we just play for fun leagues, and I judge, and the kids play in actual tournaments and challenges and league cups. So I just wanted to show what we play and what we've got currently going on and the cards in our collection. So with that, we'll get into my deck. Now, my deck is completely non-competitive. It's just for fun. I just decided, hey, I want to make a Charizard GX deck, just to make a deck to play for fun. And it can do well at leagues and stuff like that, but it's completely not competitive for league cups or anything like that. In a competitive format, I think the deck probably would work 1 out of every 5 times I'd play it. So, I mean, it's a complete for funsy deck, and I just did the best I could to try to make Charizard GX work. So, with that, I'll get into my deck. So, I've got 3 copies. Charmander. Burning Shadows. Let's get in the frame there. We've got 2 copies of Charmeleon, 3 copies of the Charizard GX. Like I said, this is a Charizard GX deck that I wanted to make it work. So that's just what I wanted to play to it. And to help out with making that work, I've got 2 copies of Dratini. Now this is for going to evolve into Dragonair to use Dragon's Wish. So during your next turn, you may attach any number of energy cards from your hand to your Pokemon. So it doesn't matter if this gets knocked out or anything like that. The effect still goes through, and you can still attach as many energies as you want from your hand. So helps with that because Charizard GX's attack is expensive. It does 300 damage, but it takes 5 energies, and you discard 3 fire energies off of it. So it gets pricey. We have 1 Alternator GX, one from the Nitro Tank that gets some energies back out. And he acts as a Dural Turtle, basically, so you can sit there and shell trap and continues to get up until you need to get to your stage 2s going. So I felt it was necessary to actually make the deck playable, because without this, it's completely not playable at all. So at least having 1 Turtonator GX to help with all that, with the Nitro Tank GX and the shell trapping, actually helps. And his other tank isn't bad either, with discard 2 energies and have ways of getting energies back out of the discard pile. 1 of Instructability Oranguru, just for the draw power, and 2 of Tapu Lele's GXs, as everybody knows. Wonder Tag, get your supporters that you need. So that's the Pokemon for my deck. Now into the supporters for my deck. It's kind of straightforward for the most part. I run 1 Sycamore, so draw 7, because I don't want to discard anything really. 2 copies of Cynthia, draw support. 2 copies of N, draw support, hand disruption. 4 copies of Guzma. I believe that's a staple for just about any standard deck there is, or any deck. You need 4 copies of Guzma to be able to switch some Pokemon around and get the ones up you want to be able to knock out. 1 copy of Kiawe. So, I mean, I got the possibility of using it to set up early game if necessary. And one copy of Bridget to get the basics set up in the beginning. Because you want Charizard, possibly Oranguru, possibly Dratini, possibly Turtonator GX out of all that stuff to get it out. So, that's it for the supporters for my deck. Now into the items for my deck. So, I've got 1 copy Rescue Stretcher. Get those pieces back out that go to the discard or get knocked out or anything like that. You get them back, 1 back into play, in your hand to play it, or 3 to shuffle back in. Since this is an energy-intensive deck that discards a lot of energies, Energy Recycle will get 5 of those energies back into your deck. And another way to fill your hand with those energies after you Dragon's Wish, 3 copies of Professor's Letter. So, Dragon's Wish, get all energies in your hand, and play them all out. That's pretty much the scope of the deck. 3 copies of Rare Candy for the 3 Charizards. So, we can skip over the Charmeleons if you can. 3 copies of Mysterious Treasure, because it fetches out Psychic or Dragon type, so I can get out the parts for Dratini, Dragonair, and can also get out a Tapu Lele if need be. And 3 copies of Ultra Ball, any pieces you need for any Pokemons. Nest Ball for the additional setup for a basic on the bench. 2 copies of switch, and 2 float stones, because you want your ability to be able to, if I discard the energies off Charizard, I'm going to switch them off from the active to the bench and load them back up, or float stones on the Dragon Argentini, so if I have the Dragon Swish and he's still alive, bring him back down and bring up. Next thing I load energies up on easy, so there's just switching capabilities. And then the energies for the deck, pretty straightforward. 4 copies of double colorless, and then 10 fire energies. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yep, 10. So that's my deck. Like I said, it's not very competitive, but it is a for funsy deck. And then we'll get into my wife's deck. She likes Gardevoir. She likes the pink fairies. She just loves it. I mean, it's had ebbs and flows of whether it being a competitive deck or not, and how it is played and everything else. So, but anytime we get anything that's a decent card in her collection that fits in her deck, it goes into swap out, goes in her deck. So most of the money cards we have for this kind of stuff ends up in her deck because she takes care of it. She doesn't. The kids bend the crap out of the cards. They do other things with the cards. So I know the cards will be pretty much handled with care. So they go into her deck if we get any many cards. So you'll see some flashy stuff in this deck. But it's Gardevoir GX. So it starts off with 4 copies of Ralts. You got 2 reverse hollow, 2 regular. So you got Ralts. Burning Shadows. I like to call these is a promo Kirlias. I like to call them a sassy Kirlia. Got a sassy picture on it. So more shininess. She's got 4 copies of Gardevoir GX. We've got 2 regulars and 2 full arts. So she's not particularly fond of the rainbow cards, just the way they look to her, so we just play with those. 1 copy of Glade GX for that premonition ability, to be able to look at your top 5 cards and put them back in any order, which makes for a good setup for the next card she runs in her deck, which is Zora into Zoroark. So we've got 2 copies of Zora, and 2 copies of the full art Zoroark promos. And then she's got her Tapu Lele GXs, which is the rainbow and a full art that she runs in her deck. And 1 copy of Oranguru, which is the Sun and Moon pre-release promo. So that's her, another draw ability for her is Oranguru Instruct. We've gone back and forth a few times playing Octillery and whatnot in her deck, but other decks are playing that right now in our household. So now we'll get into our supporter lines. We've got 3 copies of N, 2 of the Spangled full arts from the Big XY Trainer Elite Collection Kit. So there's her 3 copies of N, 2 copies of Cynthia from her draw support, 1 copy of Bridget, set up them basics early. Skyla, because she plays rare candies and other items and things that she'd want, 1 copy. Again, she runs 3 copies of Guzma, so between 3 and 4, I feel is just standard for any deck playing standard. And she plays 3 copies of Professor Sycamore, and of course they're all full arts. So that's it for her supporter line. Then her items, we've got 1 copy of Super Rod, so you get energies and or Pokemon back, mainly for energies, because for Pokemon you can get Rescue Stretcher, use to get those back. Field Blower, 2 copies, like I said, anytime we get a special one, goes in her deck, so she's got the secret rare, and reverse hollow. 2 copies of Choice Band, again, we had a secret rare, goes in her deck. 4 copies of rare candy from various, looks like 3 Sun and Moons and 1 Break Point, I think, and they're all reverse hollows. So, and 4 copies of Ultra Ball, again from various sets and all reverse hollows, so all the shiny cards in her deck. Had a secret rare one at one point in time, but originally I traded it for a box when it was worth like $96. So I figured we did better off for our personal collection of me trading 1 card for another box of cards. And then she runs 2 stadiums, Fairy Gardens, but she ran 3. I guess there's only 2. So 2 Fairy Gardens for that free retreat cost. Then we've got her energies. We've got Super Boost Energy, because the stage 2 provides more energies and more damage on Gardevoir. So I loaded up with energy and playing 1 copy of Super Boost. And then 4 copies of Double Colors Energy, again, all reverse hollow shinies. And her 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 copies of Fairy Energy, all special reverse hollow ones that I bought specifically for her deck, so she could have foil energies. And then that's her deck and my deck, so that's ours. And then, like I said, the next video I will do my daughter's and my stepson's current standard deck, but everything will be changing in a week. So let me know what you guys think, and thanks for watching, and keep on keeping on. Until next time, thanks.